Anyway, now that that's done, let's continue looking at the rest of these planets here. We already looked at Paraven and Huntington, so let's take a look at Farkrothu. A standard gas, hydrogen, helium gas giant, Farkrothu is only distinguishable by its moons. Several dozen of them have been sculpted into the likeness of an arthropodal alien race not yet known to Council science. Radiometric dating suggests the moons were worked over 500,000 years ago. Oh, that's fucking cool. That's so awesome. There was some race that used to rule in some capacity here, and they had a bunch of moons just carved in their honor. Beta Tanlis is a large rock world with an unusually thin atmosphere of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. The frigid world's crust contains extensive deposits of uranium and occasional loads of naturally occurring plutonium. With a total mass more than 4 times that of Earth, Beta Tanlis should have a significantly thicker atmosphere. This universal feature has flagged it as worthy of scientific investigation, but the need for extensive amounts of radiation shielding has deterred interest. With a surface temperature of negative 174 degrees Celsius, the gravity is 2.8 Gs. The atmospheric pressure is only 0.06 Earth atmospheres. And is apparently radioactive, so we're gonna find some beryllium on it. Yeah, that makes sense. And we did do Paraven, yes? Yeah. Done in this area. Done in Han. Let's head to Ming, because, you know, it's right there. First the Han Dynasty, now the Ming Dynasty. Ming Lo. MSV Worthington. Uh-oh, we got another one of these. Antiroprus. Antiroprus is a hydrogen-helium gas giant that formed in the outer regions of Ming's system and is in the process of migrating inwards. In a few million years, the planet's atmosphere will begin to boil away into space. There is a sizable temperature difference between the side of Antiroprus facing the energetic blue giant primary and the side facing the cold of deep space. This variance powers massive cyclonic wind systems. The intense heat it absorbs from the sun, in addition to its own internal heat engine, causes the planet's dark side to radiate faintly in the infrared. Dude, that's awesome. That's super cool. So a gas giant drifted from the outer side of this solar system further closer inwards toward the star. I think that BioWare's Mass Effect team might have had some scientists in contact just for what kind of cool science things they could put into their universe. So this should be the science behind it should all be sound. It's just neat. Parag is a large rock planet with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Despite lying over 600 AU from Ming, its surface is scorching hot, and mainly composed of alumina with deposits of silver. Due to the radiation and heat, landing on Parag's sunward side with anything less than warship-grade shielding will likely be fatal. Parag rotates at a retrograde to the rest of the Ming system, indicating it is likely a captured body. Besides the Element Zero stuff, well, yeah, they do throw in, space magic. I literally call them space wizards for a reason. We have found some titanium. Altanork. Altanork is a small but typical hydrogen-helium gas giant with no outstanding features. Its combination of strong magnetic field and relatively shallow gravity well make it a popular stopover world for discharging FTL drive cores. And we found something of interest in the debris field. Joker brought the Normandy in close, and a small team was able to retrieve some valuable detritus, including a League of One medallion. Anything at all in these asteroid fields? Doesn't look like it. I actually do like exploring these things, it's neat. But before I go into the ship there, like I said before, chat, you guys want the lore? We'll get the lore.
Drives use element 0 cores to reduce the mass of the ship, allowing higher rates of acceleration. This effectively raises the speed of light within the mass effect field, allowing high-speed travel with negligible relativistic time dilation effects.
Yes, time
Starships
dilation.
still require conventional thrusters, chemical rockets, commercial fusion torch, economy ion engine, or military anti-proton drive, in addition to the FTL drive core. With only a core, a ship has no motive power. The amount of EZO and power required for a drive increases exponentially to the mass being moved and the degree it is being lightened. Very massive ships or very high speeds are prohibitively expensive. If the field collapses while the ship is moving at faster than light speed, the effects are catastrophic. The ship is snapped back to sublight velocity, the enormous excess energy shed in the form of lethal Cherenkov radiation.
Not only that, but I don't care what kind of dampeners you have, if you're suddenly snapped back that harshly in that kind of speed, the crew on the inside is probably turned to paste.
Larger warships are generally classified in one of 4 weights. Frigates are small, fast ships used for scouting and screening of larger vessels. Frigates often operate in wolf-pack flotillas. Cruisers are middleweight combatants, faster than dreadnoughts and more heavily armed than frigates. Cruisers are the standard patrol unit and often lead frigate flotillas. Dreadnoughts are kilometer-long capital ships mounting heavy, long-range firepower. They are only deployed for the most vital missions. Carriers are dreadnought-sized vessels that also carry large numbers of fighters.
Carrier has
Smaller
arrived.
vessels are almost exclusively used in a support role to the warships during combat. Fighters are one-man craft used to perform close-range attacks on enemy ships. Interceptors are one-man craft optimized for destroying opposing fighters.
Alternatively, they're really good at killing Marines in StarCraft.
Biotics is the ability
Mass Effect
element
fields.
0 can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. In space, low-mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High-mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, low-mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high-mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The military makes extensive use of mobility-enhancing technologies, with Mass Effect utilizing fighting vehicles standard frontline issue in most military forces. Mass Effect fields are also essential in the creation of kinetic barriers or shields to protect against enemy fire.
It's interesting how, for their pseudoscience here, because this is very pseudoscience, they don't go that it affects gravity in general, they go that it affects straight up mass somehow. Because you might be able to, I think you might be able to bullshit it somehow affecting gravity, but affecting mass is mega impossible. Mega impossible. That's super impossible. Alright, let's, time for Thor to read. Salarians, League of One. Before they joined the Citadel Council, the Salarians' most potent military tool was a small reconnaissance team known as the League of One. Their primary training was in espionage and assassination. Never more than a dozen strong, the team was adept at infiltrating the tightest defenses and eliminating all necessary obstacles. Only a few top members of government and military were privy to the League's identities. League members were no distinguished garments and held no particular rank. The only evidence of their participation in the League was a small medallion presented to each member upon induction. This secrecy was maintained until the formation of the Council. In an effort to dispel rumors and appease their new Asari partners, the Solarian Union released all classified documents pertaining to the League. The League of One was suddenly exposed and in danger of being hunted by enemies of the Solarians. Before any harm could be done, the team mysteriously disappeared. Most assumed this was a convenient lie to help hide their identities, but a few months later, the Inner Cabinet was murdered. Though there was no incriminating evidence, it was clear who was responsible. Realizing the threat posed by this rogue outfit, the Special Task Group dispatched a team of hunters. When they didn't return, the STG dispatched 10 of its brightest operators with broad discretionary powers. Only 2 returned. They reported no evidence of the League. No further incidents were reported, and it was assumed the League was wiped out. Some recently declassified documents, however, have suggested there may have been a 13th member who eluded the Solarian military. So basically, the Solarians had this super badass league of extremely well-trained, you could call them basically assassins. Or special agents, whatever. And then they wanted to, bring this public as they gained relations with other people, and because of that, they went rogue, thinking that they would be either dissolved or killed. But really, they shouldn't have tried to hunt them down, considering Solarians have a lifespan of 40 years. You didn't really have to work that hard to get rid of them. They'll die off on their... They're like dogs, they'll die off on their own quickly enough, no reason to hunt them down. Protheans data disks. Despite all the evidence confirming the existence of the Protheans, little is known about their culture and society. From time to time, dig sites will yield new clues, but after 50,000 years of decay, little of value is unearthed. Recent research has focused on the discovery of Prothean data disks. On their own, they are frail and rarely found in one piece. Occasionally, however, an intact disk will be discovered within a console or reading device. To date, over 3 dozen disks have been recovered, and a few of those have been restored to the point where researchers can begin analyzing them. Though it may be some time before scientists discover a way to transfer the data off the disks, they are currently considered the most tangible leads for learning more about the Prothean culture. It seems that, according to this data disk, the Protheans liked big butts and they could not lie. Quarians economy. Let's learn about Quarians, everyone. The migrant fleet has little economic base, operating in a state of perpetual hand-to-mouth. While Quarian ships include light manufacturing and assembly plants, they lack heavy industries such as refining and shipbuilding. The fleet has tankers for water purification and oxygen cracking, but the space-intensive nature of agriculture limits food production. A single disaster could destroy the fragile balance. The Quarians earn income in creative ways because the government is obliged to provide food, water, air, and medical support for every individual. The Conclave strategically determines the course of the fleet to bring in resources and income. A species who suspects the migrant fleet is heading toward their space often offers a gift of surplus starships, fuel, and resources to convince the Conclave to alter course. As the fleet passes through a system, swarms of mining vessels work over asteroids for metals and siliceous materials, and cometary bodies for water, ice, and organics. Quarian miners are adept at locating and strip mining spaceborne resources. This sparks conflict with corporations already working on the system. Large mining concerns spread millions of lobbyists and public relations portraying the Quarians as locusts, devouring the resources of a system before moving on. The greatest asset of the Quarians is their rarefied skills. Most are experienced miners, and due to their life of perpetual salvage and repair, they are skilled engineers and technicians. More than once, the very corporations that lobby against the Quarians have made backroom deals with the fleet, arranging for schooled Quarians to fill space engineering jobs that other species would demand higher wages for. Quarians are widely hated among the working classes. "The Quarians are coming to take our jobs!" is a common response to the fleet's approach. "You took our jobs!" Due to the Quarians' precarious existence and the need to enforce strict rationing, the government is somewhat autocratic. The migrant fleet's operations are directed by the Admiralty, a board of 5 military officers who are advised by the legislative body called the Conclave. Each vehicle in the fleet has the right to send representatives to the Conclave aboard the flagship. The number of representatives is based on crew size. The larger clans with bigger ships and more votes form the cores of political blocs. Opposition comes from the Outriders coalition, with delegates from thousands of smaller ships. The Admiralty defers to the Conclave's decisions in most circumstances. However, if all 5 members agree that a Conclave decision jeopardizes the survival of the fleet, and cannot get the Conclave to address their concerns, they have the right to summarily overturn the legislative decision. After the Admiralty uses this extraordinary power, however, they must resign. If the Admiralty does not step down after using their veto, the rest of the military is obliged to arrest them. You know what? That's a pretty solid system, not bad. Each ship captain has authority over his vessel, but is advised by an elected civilian council, just as the Admiralty is advised by the Conclave. This relationship may range from cooperation to polite tolerance to outright hostility, but any captain who overrules his council without good reason is relieved of command by the Admiralty. Many Quarian ships are owned by clans who pool their resources to purchase used vessels from private sellers. Large ships are prestigious for big, rich clans, but a small ship means status for a small clan, with enough personal wealth to avoid a private vessel. Clan vessel captains are not subject to dismissal by the Admiralty, and abusive captains are a family problem if they do not disrupt the operations of the fleet. Look, I don't care that your dad gets drunk every night and beats you. He still comes and works 9 to 5. The Migrant Fleet is the largest concentration of star-faring vessels in the galaxy, sprawling across millions of kilometers. It can take days for the entire fleet to pass through a mass relay. When the Quarians fled their homeworld, the fleet was a motley aggregation of freighters, shuttles, industrial vessels, and the odd warship. After 3 centuries, all have been modified to support larger crews as comfortably as possible. As the Quarians achieved stability, they began weeding out the ships least suitable for long-term habitation, selling them and pooling the money to buy larger and more space-worthy hulls. This process is ongoing as vessels wear out and break down. While some ships enjoy dedicated cabins with full privacy and sanitary facilities, many more are former freighters whose cargo bays and containers are pressurized and divided into family spaces using simple metal cubicle bulkheads. The Quarians enliven these austere spaces with colorful quilts and tapestries, which also help muffle sound. The day-to-day operations of the fleet, traffic control, station keeping, supply distribution, and so on are under military jurisdiction. Though ship captains have the authority to deviate from their assigned positions and may leave the fleet at any time, they are assigned to do so at their own risk. As the Migrant Fleet moves around the galaxy, many ships split off to pursue individual goals, returning days or years later. My god, it is like the most overt, these are gypsies comparison that you can possibly get. Especially the part where they enliven austere spaces with colorful quilts and tapestries. Might as well just call them the gypsies instead of the Quarians, honestly. Pilgrimage. When Quarians of the Migrant Fleet reach young adulthood, they must leave their ship to find a new crew and accept them as permanent residents. To prove themselves, they must recover something of value. This is offered to the prospective captain as proof that they will not be a mere burden on the shoestring resources of the ship. This process is called the pilgrimage. Stripped to ritual, the pilgrimage is merely an attempt to maintain genetic diversity within the small, relatively isolated population bases that make up the Migrant Fleet. If the young stayed and married within their birth vessel, the risk of inbreeding would increase sharply. Quarians are surgically fitted with their various immunity-boosting implants in preparation for leaving on pilgrimage. Having grown up within the sterile, controlled environments of the Migrant Fleet ships, Quarians have virtually no natural immune system. Hence why they always wear the outfits. Oh man, we got lots of reading to do. Get comfy. Citadel Station Wards. We don't need to read that because we already read that at one point. I don't know why it's blinking again. Human diplomatic relations. Humanity has encountered many galactic species. Wars have been few, but mistrust is rife. Politically, the Alliance is a peaceful trade partner of the Turians. As a practical matter, however, there is simmering antagonism and bigotry between both populations over the First Contact War of 2157, a mere 30 years ago. The Alliance enjoys good relations with the Asari, though many privately believe the matriarchs are aristocratic and overcautious. Though humans know better than to unconditionally trust any Solarian, their shared restless, reckless ways make them natural allies against the conservative Turians and Asari. The Krogan have no unified government, but individuals are generally treated as potential criminals, a reputation most Krogan enjoy living down to. The Alliance has no formal contract with Quarians. Their migrant fleet has not yet passed through any human-settled system. The Batarians are rivals for control of the Skyllian Verge. They severed their treaties with the Citadel to prosecute a colonial conflict against the Alliance. Officially, there is no war, but we're going to kill every last one. But neither is there any peace. Geological Survey. As the human race expands its territory and raises the general standard of living, demand for industrial resources continues to grow. Many planets, moons, and asteroids contain a wealth of resources, but many systems have barely been charted, let alone thoroughly surveyed. Unmanned probes are one solution, but they're often lost to space hazards, unforeseen circumstances, or theft by salvagers. In recent years, AGES, the Alliance Geological Surface, has offered bounties to private individuals or teams willing to perform mineralogical surveys on the frontier. The survey data is made publicly available to further corporate development. Due to the cost of travel and the dangers of operating on hostile worlds, it is rarely a profitable endeavor. Light metals. Metals with low atomic weight are often used in the construction of spacecraft and vehicles. Heavy metals with higher atomic weights are used to construct equipment components. The platinum group elements are particularly useful. Rare earths. Most useful materials in this category are radioactives or magnets. And gases. Various gases are required to support all known forms of sapient life. Some are commonly used as fuel. So this is our explanation for why we can survey a planet or an asteroid or something, and if we come up with any sort of resource, we then get a payment for it. Military ranks. The Alliance uses a modified version of the ranking system that has been used for hundreds of years. Soldiers are classified into rank-and-file enlisted personnel, experienced non-commissioner officers, NCOs, and specially trained officers. The divide between naval personnel and the ground forces, Marines, is small. Ground units are a specialized branch of the fleet, just as fighter squadrons are. This unity of command is imposed by the futility of fighting without control of orbit. Without the Navy, any army is pointless. The Marines, as a matter of pride, maintain some of their traditional rank titles. For example, Marines have privates and corporals instead of servicemen. In ascending order of responsibility, the ranks of the Alliance are, for the enlisted, Serviceman 3rd Class, Private 2nd Class, Serviceman 2nd Class, Private 1st Class, Serviceman 1st Class, Corporal. The NCOs, the Service Chief, the Gunnery Chief, and the Operations Chief, and finally the officers, the 2nd Lieutenant, the 1st Lieutenant, the Staff Lieutenant, the Lieutenant Commander, the Staff Commander, the Captain or Major, the Rear Admiral or General, the Admiral, and finally the Fleet Admiral. I'm a Rear Admiral, chat. Give me your butt. Planets and locations. Stations. The Arcturus Station. It is the gateway to Sol. Sol being our solar system, the Sun. A 5-kilometer diameter Stanford Taurus-type space station at the trailing Lagrange point of the gas giant Themis. Construction on Arcturus Station began in 2151 and concluded in 2162. It was inaugurated in 2156 and has served as the military and political headquarters of the Systems Alliance from the First Contact War until the present. When humanity activated the Charon mass relay in 2149, it led to Arcturus, 36 light-years from Sol, Earth's sun. Arcturus is the second brightest star seen from Earth. It is an ancient red giant from the generation born before Sol. Its worlds are either gas giants or ice chunks. While some rocky debris exists, the metal content is 25% lower than normal. To build Arcturus Station, metallic asteroids were towed through the mass relays to the construction site. Many of these asteroids remain near the station, their mined-out areas home to transient populations. The expense of bringing construction materials into the system was acceptable due to its strategic value. With 3 primary mass relays in addition to the secondary one to Sol, Arcturus is a major communications and military choke point. The Alliance First Fleet is based in Arcturus, where it can guard the gates of Sol and react to incursions in the 3 connected clusters. The station also hosts the Systems Alliance Parliament and the Systems Alliance Military General Headquarters. Its permanent population is approximately 45,000. Arcturus is actually, from the galactic halo, one of the cluster of 52 stars that are crashing through the disks of the galaxy. In 1 billion years, Arcturus will be sailing through the depths of extragalactic dark space. So I find this really cool, personally. Humans went through the Mass Effect relay, and they wound up at Arcturus. And they said, hey, this is a good place for us to set an outpost, a station of some sort, and they began construction of this. As they started charting out the area around it and learning more about the area, they found out that this is an area where it is in conjunction with multiple primary mass relays, meaning that Arcturus is a very strong and important strategic point to have control of. And thus, they made sure to make a larger station as time went on, and the way they did it is hulling asteroids and meteorites through Mass Effect relay jumps, which I have to wonder exactly how they did that. Maybe putting them into cargo bays, but if they're too large for that, did they just, like... They got in their space truck, grabbed their hook, and hooked it on up to the big rock and just drove it down? Because you know what? Knowing Earthlings, they might have done that. Well, shoot, brother, I just had to hook my truck up to it. Luckily, I didn't have to take the lug nuts off. I got my truck nuts going. That way people know that I got a huge dick. Oh, it's not about the mass being the problem, because the mass relay could obviously jump anything no matter how large, at least how feasibly large. The problem is more the logistics behind trying to tow the asteroid and make sure that you can control its location and trajectory properly if you can't fit it inside of something, you know? Alright, anyway, communications technology. Real-time communication is possible thanks to networks of expensive mass relay comm buoys that can daisy-chain a transmission via lasers. Comm buoys are maintained in patterns built outward from each mass relay. The buoys are little more than a cluster of primitive miniature mass relays. Each individual buoy is connected to a partner on another buoy in the network, forming a corridor of low mass space. Tight beam communication lasers are piped through these tubes of FTL space, allowing these tubes, quote-unquote, allowing virtually instantaneous communication to anywhere on the network. And yet somehow Comcast is still super slow and laggy. The networks connect across regions of communication lasers through the mass relays. With this system, the only communications delay is the light lag between the source or the destination and the closest buoy. So long as all parties remain within half a light second, or 150,000 kilometers of the buoys, you will have seamless real-time communications possible. Since buoys are maintained in all traveled areas, most enjoy unlimited instant communication. Ships only suffer communications lag when operating off established deep space routes, around uninhabited outer system gas giants, or on any other unsettled areas. During wartime, comm networks are the first target of attacks. Once the network is severed, it can take anywhere from weeks to years to get a message out of a contested system. In systems where a buoy network has not been built or has been destroyed, rapid communication means ferrying information through high-speed courier ships and unmanned data drones. Yup, we've got unlimited instant internet, and somehow Comcast still finds a way to throttle you. Communications Administration. While comm buoys allow rapid transmissions, there is a finite amount of bandwidth available. I guess kind of, but not really. Given that trillions of people may be trying to pass a message through a given buoy at any one time, access to the network is parceled out on priority tiers. The Citadel Council and the Spectres have absolute priority. If they are using all the bandwidth, everyone else must wait. Individual governments and their militaries enjoy the next highest tier. During wartime, civilian communications can suffer hours or even days of lag. Intelligence agencies study ping time through various systems to predict military budgets, buildups. Below the government's and military's bandwidth priority is sold to the highest bidder. Media conglomerates, particularly headline news networks, purchase higher priority to provide their viewers with timely information. Corporations that require timely information and response capability, for example, financial institutions and investment firms, also invest heavily in priority access. The funds acquired through sales of bandwidth are used to maintain and expand the communications infrastructure. While everyone with a computer is guaranteed free and unlimited access to the galactic extranet, they are last in line for bandwidth and may have to wait for their requests to be processed. Bandwidth resale corporations use investment capital to purchase blocks of high-priority access made available by paid subscription. Man. My jokes about Comcast throttling you suddenly don't seem like jokes anyway. Suddenly don't seem like jokes. So here's the thing, though. The thing about running out of bandwidth, while that's technically possible, especially through light speed communications that are available and are being done, your ability to run through all that bandwidth is nearly impossible. So that's just propaganda right there. And hey, I think that's all our codex entries. Yes, that's all our codex entries, chat. We did it. We are smart. The internet is a series of tubes. Alright, what do we got? The MSV Worthington. It is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design. Configured for mixed freight and passenger hauling, this ship appears to be in a shutdown state. The main thrusters are cold, and it is adrift off the orbit of Antaropris. Registry, the Morrison Company, Shanxi. Well, let's board. Let's take Rex and Tali with us. Squad out!
Empty.
Most of the systems are shut down. It's just running on basic life support.
Thanks for the info, guys. Oh, hey, we might have some new armor for Tali here. Let's take a peek. Yeah, Explorer 3 is an upgrade. Let's take this off and put that on. I actually wonder, do I have to take off these mods every time? Yeah, get the shield regenerator on. Tali's all about the shields, so. While I agree with the sentiment that end-user ISPs are scum, blah, 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 there are legitimate situations where you can reach the technical limitations of network. Like I said, while it's technically possible, any switch gear doesn't offer to switch equip mods. See, that's a question I have to answer. I'll have to take a peek at that. Anyway, like I was saying, while that is technically possible, the fact of the matter is, especially working with light speed communications, your ability to clog all of that up is pretty slim. It would take a lot. A lot. A disgustingly large amount of maximum fitness. Big tank. A disgustingly large amount of communications and data transferences. Sabotage. Also, also, I'd like to say, since they're transferring things through the void of space, the argument that, hey, we need to lay more cable or whatever is not a great argument considering you have all of space to lay that cable. You know what I mean? Just do it, dude. Just do it. Just fucking lay the cable. Lay the cable before I lay some pipe. Maybe big tech explosion damage for big sabotage? Okay, we'll put one Aquarium Machinist because it's a value point. It scales slower with each next point, so we'll hold off on it for now. You know what? Advanced Marksman for Tali so that she can be a little bit more offensive. Oh, we got possible armor upgrade for our human. We got the Guardian 3. Not as much damage protection, slightly better shields. I'm not sure if that's better or not, honestly. I don't think it adds up. I think that the better damage protection that I'm currently on won't be quite better. Always put Tali with a shotgun? I don't want to put Tali with a shotgun because Tali has no health. She got nice shields for a little bit, but nah. Instead, we'll put Rex with a shotgun because he has all of the health. Rex has the ability to just run in there and tank. You know what I mean? You catching my drift, chat?
Hear that? We're not alone.
Tell me more, Rex.
That was no accident. The whole place could be a trap.
Go ahead and pop some barrels then, just to be sure. Oh yeah, they exploding on us. Malfunctioning objects. High explosives upgrades. Rex does have a very ASMR voice. Yep, if your AI is rocking a shotgun, they're gonna run in guns a-blazing. And while that's fine for tanky Rex, it's not fine for squishy Tali. Pop. Break the targets. Hey, look, a person. I wonder if they're alive. Storm 4 shotgun, Hammer 3 sniper, Reaper 3 sniper. I'm getting to the point where we might want to make a trip back to the Citadel to sell some stuff.
Jacob's not going to make it. His brain was deprived of oxygen for too long. There's nothing any of us can do for him now except let him die with dignity. It's what he would want. I'm more worried about Julia now. She's showing signs of severe depression. I gave her some meds that should help, but I better warn the captain.
Die with dignity, say. What about a gunshot to the back of the head while he's unconscious? Would that be dignified?
That machine's keeping him alive.
I'm not seeing any brain activity on the readouts. He's dead. This body is just an empty shell.
Maybe we should shut the machine down. It's the merciful thing to do.
It's your decision, Shepard. But maybe we should wait until we know more about what's going on before we do anything.
Alright, alright. We'll take a better look around. All we know is that right now, at least,
Jacob's not going to make it. His brain was deprived
he ain't
of
doing
oxygen
too well.
There's nothing any of us can do for him now except let him die with dignity. That's what we want. I'm more worried about Julia now. She's showing signs of severe depression.
It's like we got some cruise quarters here.
They say Jacob's gone. They say his brain isn't functioning anymore, and they want to shut off his machines. But Jacob's the only thing in the world that matters to me. I don't know how to help him, and it's tearing me up inside. I just feel so
You are
helpless,
tearing me
so
apart,
damn
Jacob.
angry. Dr. Smith gave me some meds to calm down, but I didn't take them. I can't. Not until I figure out a way to help Jacob. I won't give up on him. I won't.
Uh-huh. Remember, when the doc gives you medicine, don't take it. That's what a sane person would do.
Jacob is showing no signs of brain activity. There's nothing more we can do for him. He wouldn't want to be kept alive by machines, so we're going to disconnect the life support. Dr. Smith is worried about Julia's reaction, though. She can't seem to let Jacob go. The stress is making her implants flare up, causing intense migraines. It'll probably be easier for everyone if we don't tell her until after we shut the life support down. Give her a chance to... Julia, what are you doing here? Why are you...
She killed Sasuke. Hi, Julia. What's up? No, no, Julia. Let's not do this. Are we still doing this, Julia? Okay. I'm giving her a warrior's death. I have given her a warrior's death. Yeah, this guy's done. I mean, what do you guys... How about this? What do you think, chat? Should we leave the life support machine on, or should we turn it off? Chaotic evil, kill her and leave it on? Wow! Dude. That's rough, dude. Anyway, this guy is, for all intents and purposes, already dead. And at least as far as I know, I don't think there's any way to bring him back to being a person that can consciously think. So we'll just do the mercy killing.
You did the right thing, Shepard.
I did the right thing. I'm a good person. Yeah, that guy's dead now. You did the right thing, Shepard. I did? I mean, of course I did. Yes, wanton murder is always right. Solarians cure brain death 2 days later. Well, I mean, how could you see that coming? What were you supposed to do? Just let the brain dead guy be brain dead forever? He was pretty dead. Alright, we're gonna head... back. Over to the Citadel real quick. We haven't done any of the main missions, so I don't think anything big, new Citadel stuff will happen. But what I want to do is make money. And the reason we're going to the Citadel to sell things is because, by doing the Dr. Michelle quest that we did, Dr. Michelle offers us not only a discount on her things, but should also be offering a markup in when she sells stuff to us. So Dr. Michelle basically is free money, as long as I sell things to her. And that's what we plan to do. And after doing a few of those side quests, we might be able to afford something good after selling a few things as well. So we're gonna go take a peek and see what we can afford.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
Oh, I'm ascending.
Landing
Oh,
officer
damn.
is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
I was trying to ascend beyond this mortal coil, but the ship broke our nirvana. We got close. We got really close.
Handle yourself well, Williams. It's surprising. Krogan women have to stay home to try to reproduce.
Sorry to disappoint, Rex. I'm not the stay-at-home kind.
Didn't say I was disappointed. I could get used to killing with women around. Gives the fight a different flavor.
Rex enjoys killing. Of all varieties. Holy shit, that line? The line makes a lot of sense. I'm sure Krogan women are perfectly fine in a fight. The problem is that with little to no reproduction going on for the entire species, I mean, that's what they've been relegated to, I suppose. Oh shit, I went to CSEC. I didn't want to go to CSEC offices. Whoops. I went to the entirely wrong place. You know, one thing that I really wish would have changed about Mass Effect 1, I wish I could move a little bit faster. Just a little bit, you know. Slightly faster than slow as fuck.
It's strange. The Geth are attacking, and everyone around here is still worried about ordinary business.
Let them stay ignorant. If our mission reaches the point where these people need to worry about the Geth, we've already lost.
That's actually a very good piece of wisdom from Rex, you know? You don't enjoy the casual jog? Dude, I walk faster than this in real life. This is hardly even a jog. Take me to the dock. Yeah, Rex is very, very smart when it comes to, well, generally anything involving some sort of battle stuff, and that is something involving battle. Is that if the peaceful people have to worry about the battle, then the people that are supposed to be handling the battle didn't do it well enough.
Yes, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
Alright, let us sell. Well, one sec, actually. Hold on. Let me double check and see if I grabbed any better weapons than what we've got, but, probably not. I have another Avenger 3. Hey, Rex, you want an Avenger 3? Here you go, bud. I care more about your shotgun, but... Storm 4 is pretty good. Yeah, alright. We'll give you a Storm 4. Let's hit equip. Oh yeah, transfer installed upgrades. Thank God it does do that. Here you go. Anti-personal rounds 3. Yeah, I don't give a shit about your pistol and your sniper rifle. I just want you to have a good assault rifle and shotgun because I want you in the front lines, so we're good. And you've got your heavy armor, so yeah, we should be pretty Gucci to move on, right? Yes. Good. Quite. Amazing. Yes, amazing. Fantastic. Alright, now let's sell basically everything to the dock here.
Yes, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
And she should give us a markup on everything we sell, compared to what if we were to sell it to someone else. Sell value 46.87. Yeah, I think that's a markup, so let's just probably sell just about everything, honestly. At least all the weapons. Whoops. Big money. Yeah. So we've got 65K now. That's pretty nice. Look at all the money we're getting, baby. Hell yeah. All the ones can get sold. Might keep that one at least. Alright, that puts us at 72K. Uh, 72K is good. It's I was expecting to get a little over 100K, to be honest. There is an exploit I could do, but I don't think I will. So, so one thing about this, like I said, she you can sell to her for extra money, right? And what that means is that I can, like, buy her expensive thing. In fact, you know what? I'll try it once, right? Just to show it. Let's make a save.
Yes, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
Okay, so if I buy the most expensive thing I can get for her, this medical interface 6, buy that. Go to sell. Sell the medical interface 6 to her. Bam. Then head my way over to the market. As a Spectre, it's in character to abuse exploits. Alright. And then talk to
Welcome back, Earth Clan.
someone here.
Will you be needing supplies for your return to the colonies?
Show me what you've got.
Most excellent, I am sure.
And then go to the buyback tab. Medical interface. Not only medical interface, but everything. I should be able to buy everything back and then resell it all again if I want to and make a profit. And then just kind of repeat it, right? But let me see if it's actually working. I don't know if they changed this in Legendary Edition. This might not work. This might not work in Legendary Edition. They might have known about the exploit. But let's, you know.
Yes, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
Yep. The sell value is 25k, the buyback value is 12k, so now if I just do this over and over and over again, I have infinity money. And it gets faster as soon as you buy her more expensive things, right?
Welcome back, Earth Clan.
And as soon as you do it with multiple of them.
Most excellent.
Go to buyback, and oh look, there it is. The buyback is 12.6k. Boop. We're at 30k now outside of that. And then we go back to the dock and we sell it. And we can do this for like all the money and all the stuff. Now I kind of don't want to do that because then we can just get the most expensive things in the universe and become too OP too fast. But I thought I would show this off if it worked.
Yes, Commander. Is there something
And
I
it
can
looks
do
like
for
it does.
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
you? Of course.
So at the very minimum, I would like to like come out even on this. But as you can see, we're gaining like 10k pop at doing this little exploit. I'm surprised they didn't take this out of the game, if I'm being honest with you. Because this is a very simple exploit that tends to exist at any given time with games where you can get a discount at one merchant and not another, you know? It's not the hardest exploit in the world to figure out. Gear gets outclassed eventually, so you say go for it. Are you sure, chat? I mean...
Yes,
I don't
Commander.
know.
Is there something I can do for you?
Let me take a look at what you have.
Of course.
But yeah, you do need a second merchant because if you try to buy back from her, it's just the price, the same price that she got it from. But if you take it to another merchant, then their buyback price is what it would be if you sold it to them, right? Anyway, I've almost at least broken even with this, so once I've broken even, we'll probably be good with this and just move on.
Show me what you've got.
Boop, 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 boop. Pop. Gaining about 12k a trip. Stonks! Chat, stonks. Actually, hold on. Let me double check. Does he sell anything that I care about?
Welcome back, Earth Clan. Will you be needing...
Show me what you've got.
Armors, Omni-Tools, shotgun. Yeah, no, his stuff sucks. Yeah, sure, I'll buy that license. Do you think either of them suspect anything? No. No, we're just too smart, you know? Too clever. Too amazing. They'd never expect that the good boy Commander Shepard would be running a racket like this.
Yes, Commander. Is there something I can do for you?
I'll be going now.
Goodbye, Commander. Nice talking to you. Yes, Commander. Is there
Let
something
me take a look at what...
Of course.
I think when I buy back this one, we will be at the break-even point. But hey, for anyone on their own playthrough, feel free to use that that exploit that I should have been showing. It goes a lot faster the second that you get more items from her than just the one.
Welcome back, Earth Clan.
Show me what you've...
I wish I could use that exploit IRL. That's what stock market is all about. That would be why Elon Musk decided to pretend to buy Twitter. To basically do this. Maybe the guys downstairs in the downstairs markets might have something I want. But more than likely we'll just go to the CSEC dude. See if he's got anything for us. What you got,
yes,
Moreland?
Human. You need
Whoops.
something, yes? Yes, all right then. Good tidings to you, human. Yes, human. You need something, yes?
Let me see what you have.
Oh, you will be pleased, I think. Very good things I have. You will see.
We got the Raptor 6 assault rifle. Very good. That's a big upgrade. The Warlord 5 Krogan armor, also very good. Banshee 4 duelist. The Striker 4 pistol. The heatsink capacity is really nice on this, I think. Or is that worse? Maybe I was reading that backwards. Yeah, the good thing here are the assault rifle and the Krogan armor. Chat, who is Baines? Okay, maybe our CSEC Academy friend will have what we want. Whoops. I had to go to wards. Let's go check with the requisitions office, which is actually right next to us. Sup, dog?
Hello, Commander.
Show me what you've got.
I'll open the rare stock for you, Commander. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah, the rare stuff. Yeah, the stuff that's like 300k, that's the good stuff, TM. Accuracy and damage are unmatched. Yep, there you go. That's the pistol we really want. 256 damage per second. 6 heatsink capacity, 88 accuracy rating. Very good. We could get the Stinger 6, though, which is 4 higher than the Stinger 2, and a very nice increase in power. We actually have enough money for that. So we can't get, you know, the best of the best stuff, but we can get this, and I'd feel pretty good about that. So yeah, let's grab this. Boop. We could also get this assault rifle. We're fine. The Ryko. Does this gun also have massive titties? Alright. Since we're a pistol main, I wanted the good pistol. I remember doing an Insanity run as a Sentinel years ago. How different is it in the Legendary Edition? I'm sure being able to use any weapon is making it a lot easier. Definitely being able to use any weapon makes it help out, especially in those early missions, because being an Adept and only being able to use pistols sucks early game. Once you've put some points into the pistols, they're solid, but you gotta put those points in first, you know? Alright, Ashley with all the assault rifle combat power in the world. I think we might go into fitness next. Either that or we go into assault training. Either or. Other than that, personally, I never did a Insanity difficulty run before. It's going pretty well. I had a hiccup in one spot early on. The Adept terrorist ship was rough because they just kept pushing me on my entire team on the ground and shooting us in the head, which was not fun for us.
In remembrance of Eden Prime, we present another profile in courage with serviceman Nirali Bhatt.
But otherwise, it's going well.
A devoted wife and talented chef.
Yeah, we know about her. We've heard this. We've heard that spiel. I have a good pistol now. See, I think at the end of the day, the classes are going to play very similar to what they did in original Mass Effect 1.
Stand by.
Little to no differences.
Decontamination in
but
progress.
in the early game, the big difference of being able to use any weapon you want is super good.
The commanding officer is aboard.
I basically
XO Presley stands relieved.
barely touched the pistol at all in the early game because of how much worse the pistol is than anything else early on. And hello, Twister. How are you? Alright, let's, now that we've done a lot of side stuff,